Okay, so here we are, day 2, just about to kick off, leaving Dunmarra. So we're at 100% charge, and we've got about 360 kilometres to do to Tennant Creek. So we'll do that really easily. I think I mentioned last night about a bit of an issue with maps. So just the problem I had, I'd programmed into the car Dunmarra Wayside Inn, and I was basing my driving speed and obviously keeping an eye on energy usage based on that. The map was wrong by about 40 kilometres, or maybe a little bit under. So where it told me Dunmarra Wayside Inn was, I actually had another 40 kilometres to do. It was still fine. I backed off my speed a bit. Up until that point, I'd been driving a bit quicker to get where I was going earlier. But so I just backed off a bit, and I still got here with 16% spare, but just probably a note of caution and a bit of something for EV drivers to be aware of, that maps aren't always 100% right. And the other thing with Dunmarra is there's no mobile data coverage at all. In fact, no mobile phones work here at all. So there was no way for me to sort of confirm that. Luckily, I came upon a sign that said 44 kilometres to go, so I knew I was going to be okay. But yeah, that was a bit of a lesson for me to sort of download maps, have them offline, probably double check things, a bit more before I left. I'll also make sure when I get to where I'm going next that I pop through a bit of an update for Google Maps to move their pin 40 kilometres to the right spot. Look, when I get to Tennant Creek, I'll talk a little bit about these roadside stops as well. But Dunmarra here, Gary and his team really kindly put in a electric vehicle charging point. So I'll put some photos up. This is a truck stop. It's all about petrol and diesel and trucks and things. But so I think that shows you that a lot of these little spots, particularly in Australia, we've got lots of little outback road stops and things like that. They're actually pretty progressive. They're pretty innovative because, to stay in business, they've got to keep moving with the times. So, Gary's seen the future and said, okay, well, I'll put in electric vehicle stops. So, I made sure I stayed here, ate dinner and breakfast in their restaurant, and tried to support them. So I think that's another thing for EV drivers. Vote with your feet and your wallet and support the people who support us. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video. Anyway, I'm a little bit later getting out. It's 8:05 in the morning. I was looking to pull out about 7:30, but I just bumped into a couple of people while I was loading the car who were really interested. So I always like to take that opportunity to show people the car and about EVs. So that's taken me about half an hour, but that was a great experience. I'm happy to have done that. And we'll head off now and onward to Tennant Creek. it to Devil's Marbles Motel. We got here with 13% battery spare. The car was telling us when we left Tennant Creek we'd get here with 5%, so we're a bit lucky, got in behind a big four-wheel drive, and that helped us gain a bit of range back. It's 116 kilometres from Tennant Creek to Devil's Marbles Hotel. We left, I'm just trying to think now, we left Tennant Creek with about 34% battery. It was not as much as I would have liked, but when we got to Tennant Creek Caravan Park, their more high-powered connector for my charger was out of service, so all I had access to was just a 15 amp caravan plug, and as a result of that I stayed for about 3 hours and put in 9 kilowatts. So yeah, left there with 34, got here with 13, so that was pretty good. Thanks to that four-wheel drive for pushing all of the air out of the way for us. I've got a really good charger here at Devil's Marbles Hotel, so I've plugged the car in already, and I'm getting about 18 kilowatts an hour there, so I'll just charge up overnight and we'll be up bright and early and back on the road again. I think it's about, well, I'll have to check this, but maybe 400, around about 400 kilometres from here now to Alice Springs. So this is the end of day 2, and we'll get a good night's sleep and see you in the morning.